Hey, my name is Hanan Pyatsky and I'm excited to share with you my tutorial on guitar boogie, arranged by Emmanuel. So in this lesson I will explain how to play the version which I perform on my YouTube channel, and you're invited to see it as well as seeing my other video tutorials and covers. And also I will talk about technique, so the parts which are really hard to play will be explained from the perspective of right hand technique and left hand technique. So let's get started. So as you know, Tommy never performs this song in his concerts, so I decided to rewrite some parts of it, and I did it in a manner I think Tommy would have done. So let's take for example the beginning lick I wrote. Out of tune. The technique I use in the intro lick I wrote is something that I've stolen from Tommy when I was learning classical gas. As you remember, the song starts from the lick. So here's the same principle, just different notes. As you see pull-offs, just pick this first string 10th fret, 7th fret and pull off again. Then you go to the second string, 9th fret, and then pick with your middle finger the first string and pull off again. So together to develop precision, you must use the metronome, and you can also play around with the tempo. So, for example, I set my tempo to 170 BPM. You see, I'm just changing the speed and still trying to stay as precise as the metronome. Now the transition from the intro lick to the song itself. So basically you can play whatever you like, just using the pattern, but I'll show you the notes which I play in my version. So and then again, and I move along the neck, and then backwards, and then I just pick these two strings to create some tension, and then slide, here I just pull off, and then I do this thing. Then it was a bit fast, so again. Mostly it's done by pull-offs. And then the song itself starts. Make sure you do not just play without counting or something. Here you must give the tempo and the time to the audience and yourself. So, for example, something like this. Most of the song is based on this pattern, where you strum with the downstroke and then upstroke, and in this manner. So what's really important is that you support your hand with the fingers. You must not keep your hand in the air like this. It's dangerous for your tendons and muscles. It puts great strain on your hand. So believe me, just do what I said. Put your fingers on the guitar top and play. The notes are covered in many tab tutorials accurately, so I'll just briefly show the pattern. Or G here. just play these notes first, and then add the decorations. Hammer on, and then here you can bend the string, or you can slide to the G, as I did in my cover. Now let's see it with a metronome. I set my tempo to 85 beats per minute and I start from the first beat. 2, 3, 4. Next section starts. So now let's see this little stuff Tommy does a lot. Actually, I use the same technique. And then I just play. So it's same pattern. So let's see. 2, 3, 4. Second part. So the chords in this second part are and then same chord just moves along the neck, then and then this one which I added in my version, and then there's a progression of these chords from the 4th fret. Now the bass on the background goes and so on, just like in the main melody. And now let's see the strumming technique. This is the technique. Now let's connect together. 1. Now guess what? Tommy doesn't actually play in this manner, but he misses sometimes the upstrokes, and that's why, because it sounds better when you play it fast. So now you think, man, are you kidding me? You have just taught something that doesn't work. No, I'm not kidding you. I have shown you the best exercise to be prepared for the performance mode. Once you enter the performance mode, you play. Because you have trained your hand to play the proper technique, you can sometimes miss the right parts of it, okay? So it will sound better, like so on and so on. Second part with the metronome. I set my tempo to 100 BPM and I start from the first beat. 2, 3, 4. solo part is also covered by tabs on the internet, so I'll show the notes briefly and then I'll talk about the technique itself. The last note should fall right on the first beat of the next bar, so 1, or you just can play 1. The technique that I use here is just as I showed in the beginning, and sometimes you just have to choose between downstroke or upstroke, whatever is more convenient to you. So 1, 2, 3, and then five times. And then open B. Now the upstrokes and downstrokes. We start from an downstroke and then downstroke again. And then we start from an upstroke and upstroke again. Or you can play whatever you like. And then downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, and then upstroke, downstroke again. And just downstrokes. And the lick begins from an upstroke. So again, you play like upstroke, 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 upstroke at the end. So in tempo it sounds like let's see the transition from the second part to the third part with the metronome. I set my tempo to 110 BPM and I start from the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. The lick ends on an upstroke right on the first beat of the next bar. So, and then you just play this pattern 4 times. And in between you insert a small upstroke. So then you go to the A string and same thing. Then you go to the... I'll show you the connection together later with the metronome, so can't worry. Now we go to this note. Same pattern is being repeated over the neck. So then on the first beat again, these 2 chords. Just play around with them to cover 2 bars or 4 bars. For example, something like that. And then starts the improvisation, which I wrote. It begins from the intro lick as I've shown in the beginning. And then I go to the slide and I bend. So, and then here I pull off. Now with the metronome, I start from the first beat. 2, 3, 4. So after this, I play this lick. It sounds like I play 4 notes per 1 beat, but actually I play 3 notes per 1 beat, and I place my accent on the first note from the 4. So and then I play the expected accent. So firstly I play, but then and it's the first beat from the next bar. So this chord and then I slide with this chord to this position. So together. So now let's see the part I've just shown with the metronome. I start from the first beat, 110 BPM, 2, 3, 4. Next part also begins from the first beat, and it's something Tommy wrote and I just modified it a little bit for my liking. You keep the bass on the background, same pattern, and then the notes are picked with your fingers. And then next pattern. Now with the bass. Next is this note with this bass, and put your fingers like this because you will hit the second string soon. So you saw that? On the first beat, 1, and then you hit the 10th fret and bend. So next part doesn't actually fall on the fourth beat, but rather on the fourth. So when I play, and then when I play, this is the fourth beat of the next bar. So no, it's sort of fourth beat to the fourth beat transition. So 1. Once I play 2 times after this, and I reach the next part, which falls on the first beat. Same pattern and same technique on the bass, so you will easily get this once you are ready to play this one. Now with the metronome, the entire thing. 110 BPM, and I start from the first beat. 2, 3, 4. This lick starts from the fourth beat, and it looks like the notes are and you play 3 notes per 1 beat, so it's and so on and so on, and then you reach this part, which is familiar from Tommy. It's so here you play and then you can play or can play whatever you like, and then you play and then again, and then you play and then so together. And then you just can fool around with these little things. Just make sure you stay in tempo and in time, so you end right on the fourth beat to begin the next bar. And the next bar is don't cling to the rhythm I've shown, because I'm just showing you that you have to cover 2 bars or 4 bars, whatever you like. I remind you that I start from the fourth beat, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, from the first beat, I start with this pattern. But this note will be here, so it will be like. And this will be the first beat of the next bar, which will look like. Here I play this chord and open strings, and then I strum as you see, same technique, and then and again, and then followed by this chord. And again, and then these chords, and then I will show, of course, how to play them afterwards. I'm just introducing all the notes. And then already familiar, and then slide and pull and pick up, and then I start from the first beat, 110 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now the matters are very simple. You just play the beginning. One exception. This time when you play, you end like this. And then on the first beat, and this one falls right on the first beat, so it will be 1. Just slow down the tempo and do this thing, and then you can fool around like I did in my performance, like you're, you know, and stuff, and then the ending lick, which I wrote, sounds like. Now what happens here is that I use the same pattern and I just move it along the strings. So hammer on and pull off, and then downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke. Same thing here. Downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, and then downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, and then so together. So this is it. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you like this tutorial, please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content in the future. Thank you.